Welcome to Master Duel Saturday. We got a new duel for you guys. This time we got a Dark Magician mirror match on our first Master Duel Saturday video. We talked about how I consider myself, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there will be when it comes to Dark Magician decks. I've been playing Dark Magician decks my entire, Yu-Gi-Oh life, which has been since the card game first came out because we're old. So we had a mirror match. We're going to watch that mirror match. Like I said, we're gonna start having live duels at some point, but we have like a backlog of recorded videos, so we're gonna get those recorded duels out first, and then start having like some live duels. So you're just gonna just break down what my thought process was in a moment, as well as what I think my opponent made mistakes on and what led to them losing. A lot of the times when I do mirror matches, because we're playing ranked, we always play ranked. I'm one of the people I'm a weirdo when it comes to like gaming, where it's like if I'm not playing ranked, I don't want to play the game. So when I usually get into mirror matches, my opponents always make mistakes, and I always say when it comes to anime decks in general, when it comes to like character decks, a lot of the times they're very bricky, and a lot of the times when those decks lose, it's because someone misplayed. So we're gonna break it down, and if he does misplay, we're gonna point it out. Let's watch the Dark Magician mirror match. So we're going turn two. He's turn one. Opening hand is pretty freaking solid. You got Magician Soul. First video. What was the first video? Either this video or another video that I have coming up where I say E Soul and M Soul. So just for future references, when I say E Soul, I'm referring to Eternal Soul, and M Soul, I'm referring to Magician Soul. So we got Magician Soul, we have Dark Illusion, Regeki, Duster, and Salvation. Duster is a very, very strong card against Magician decks because Duster's a strong card in general. We all know that Duster's a very strong card because you literally just get rid of someone's back row for free. It costs you nothing to get rid of someone's back row. But against Magician players, you gotta remember that for us, our back row is essentially our life support, because Dark Magician has no effects. It's a normal card. It can't really do anything by itself. But Eternal Soul protects some card effects. Eternal Soul can go grab Thousand Knives, can go grab Dark Magic Attack, can also basically get Dark Magician out of the graveyard and out of your hand. So Soul does so much things. Circle, when you first play it, only on first activation, you can search your deck, top 3 cards, and if it's Magician, the card that named Dark Magician in its name, you can draw that card. If it doesn't, you pick which of those 3 cards you want to draw first, which doesn't even matter because generally you're going to always be shuffling your deck with this kind of deck because of all the searches that you end up doing. So like the back row is the life support of a DM deck. So Duster is a very, very, very important card against us and for us, because at the same time, because DM decks don't have built-in negations, which is why back in the day you had the win engine, which is just draw out Clear Wing, because Clear Wing had negates. So this deck doesn't really have negates, so you needed that kind of stuff. So this deck is, the DM decks are dependent. Same thing as like Blue Eyes decks. They're dependent on drawing, on having a back row that can compensate for what the deck can't do. All right, activate Soul. Simple. He ditches a Magician Girl, which I think is kind of like a weird one. Goes into Rod to get Circle. Pop Circle. He was very doing a very generic Dark Magician board. Goes into Wee Witch, which most Magician decks aren't running those anymore. So we're going to go immediately into Duster because we know he's going to have Soul. The first mistake this person makes is that do not, and this is for all those who want to play DM decks, who do play DM decks, you want some advice on how to get further up the ladder. Do not activate Eternal Soul when it gets targeted. Don't. It is you get nothing out of that. Don't do it. You hurt yourself more than anything else. Why? When Eternal Soul is set, its effects aren't activated. When you obviously activate the card, you activate its effects. One of the effects of Eternal Soul, which is why it's a double-edged sword of a card, is if Eternal Soul gets into the graveyard for any reason, all of your monsters on your field goes to graveyard too. So if you have like a nice board with Dark Magicians and whatever, and Soul gets hit, all of your monster cards, your Dark Magician, Dark Magician Girl, your Illusion Magician, your Dark Illusions, whatever you have on the field, it all goes to the grave. So him activating Soul hurt him. Like, so now his weakness is gonna go to the grave, and I think he might actually like play the card too, because you still get the effect of soul where you get to like, you know, play a card or search for 1,000 eyes of dark magic attack. But after that effect goes off, it goes to the grave. The second it leaves the field, the effect of your entire all your monsters go to the graveyard activates. So do not activate Eternal Soul when it gets targeted, because you're just hurting yourself. And I say this because every time I had a mirror match, I won't say every time, so that's not accurate, but most of my mirror matches have always ended because people, you know, will activate Soul when it's set as a way, and after I targeted, it's like you're hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. So you activate Soul, doing some dark from his hand. So now he has dark vision on the field and he has weak on the field, but it doesn't matter. I activated Soul, not Soul. I activated Duster. Just the second effect. So he notices it and he's going to try to use Rod. He's going to sacrifice his dark magician to pull out Rod. Rod's effect. You can ditch any spellcaster from your field to add Rod to your hand. So he's trying to like do that, and he might use that to get another soul or another circle. But again, at the same time, like it was really worth it. So he puts souls back into his hand. Now I'm going to activate soul, and instead of ditching Magic Girl like he did, ditching Dark Magician, game on field. We don't have any back rows to support Dark Magician. We are going to freaking go ahead and grab soul. And then we're going to use Skull Servant to put soul back into our hand, not hand it back into our deck. Then banishing Skull Servant lets us draw 2, which we draw right into Magic Circle and into a second Eternal Soul. At that point, I don't really care about ditching it to, you know, to do other plays. That's the thing about any kind of duel. You want to, if you know you have an abundance of something at 2 souls, and yeah, you kind of sometimes you do want to hold on to a soul. Don't be afraid to ditch a card if you have another play in mind. Now he's gonna Veiler Magician Soul. I don't really care. I think at this point I'm gonna go into like Link Kuriboh. So, you know, I'm not thinking about. Here's the thing about me when it comes to dueling. Unless I'm doing somebody who is playing like a meta deck where I know I need to like legit be sweating my balls off to like make some good plays, I don't fear any character deck, especially in this mirror match. I don't fear Blue Eyes. I don't fear DM decks. I don't fear hero decks. I'm not worried about what they're doing. A lot of times when I play in ranked, I don't even look at the game during my opponent's turn. Let me be honest with you. I will literally, because I have a 2-monitor setup, I'll be watching YouTube videos on my freaking other monitor, or watching a Twitch stream on the monitor during my opponent's turn, because during that, when I see my hand, I know what I want to do immediately. That's if you watch my games, my turns are quick. I don't take long when it comes to my turns. I know exactly what I want to do. I know this deck in the back of my hand. So, you know, out during that turn, I'll be looking at my other monitor watching YouTube. He's gonna Veiler Souls. I don't really care. Like my brain doesn't give a shit. I didn't play Soul for the actual effect. I played it for use as material. You're going to Link Kuriboh. Like that was my goal for playing Soul. This is what I said before in the previous video. I mentioned like baiting out people's hand traps. So like to me, that Veiler was wasted. He might think he did something with that Veiler, but to me, that Veiler was wasted. I'm gonna pop Soul, and honestly, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I honestly should not have popped Soul right here. I should have waited to pop Soul. Here's one place I like to do. I like to just wait until my opponents make a good, you know, not need to say a good board, but like until they get a big booty bitch on the field, a boss monster of any sort that I can target. I'll hold off on using Soul until they do that, and then I'll pop Soul to get the effect off of either Dark Magician being played from graveyard or my hand, or Dark Illusions, which automatically gets played to the field if you activate a trap card, which also ends up triggering Dark Magic Circle. So we use it to get Dark Magic attack. And again, like I said, we should have held on to it and just waited till later to use it for Dark Magic Illusions. So now his game plan has shifted into basically just trying to get the ritual cards out. He wants to go rituals, or he wants to go fusions. Because at this point, his thought process, he now needs to be strong enough to get over Dark Magician. And you see me, I already have Regeki selected. Like, I'm ready to Regeki anything that he does. Because again, DM decks don't have actual protection, other than, you know, Soul not being targeted by card effect. Dark Magicians. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I know I said not to run Timaeus in the deck. This is a very early video during my rank climb. During this point of the rank climb, I actually didn't have my DM deck to build out, because this game plays on. I have 3 platforms. I have 3 accounts, I should say. I have a mobile account, PC account, and Xbox account. So on my Xbox account right now, my Xbox account, I was rebuilding a DM deck that I didn't have. So I had like some of the earlier, you know, iterations of it where you do run Timaeus. But, you know, my later decks that I use now in rank don't have Timaeus in at all, because Timaeus is a useless card. So now we're going to go right into Dark Magic Attack. We're just going ahead and getting rid of Soul again, and getting rid of freaking Circle. Basic. And again, he does it again, where he activates freaking Circle. Not Circle, he activates Soul when he doesn't need to. There's no, if he just goes ahead and just ignores activating Soul, then at best, I get rid of his cards through Regeki. Because he activated Soul after he used Dark Magic Attack, Regeki is safe in my hand. Like, I'll still be able to hold Regeki because he's going to nuke his own freaking field. Because again, Soul doesn't negate anything. It's not like him activating Soul negates anything. He summons a Dark Magician to the field, and I still get my Dark Magic Attack off, which again sends Soul to the graveyard, and now he has to freaking send all his cards to the graveyard. Like, I don't care about what he's doing with Rod. This is irrelevant. You now have 2 circles in a graveyard. You now have 2 souls in a graveyard, and all your cards keep going to the graveyard because you keep activating Soul you don't need to. And now at this point, it's like, I don't really care that you decided to just go ahead and do that, because again, Regeki was in my hand still. He doesn't know that I have Regeki, so it's like, who gives a shit? Sorry for the language. It was like, you know, he wiped his own board. Let's be honest here. He wiped his own board, and then he thinks like because those of you know what the Dark Magician does. Whenever that fusion card goes to the graveyard, you can special summon Dark Magician and Dark Figure from your graveyard to the field. Or basically just, you know, what you use to create the card. But it's like, it doesn't really matter, because he not only did he nuke his own field, which saved Regeki in my hand, but also now I can use Regeki to just wipe his board again and go from there. This is what I did. I'm like, all right, bye. Like, I don't really care. Just don't keep wiping your field. They go ahead and play it to Timaeus, you know, sacrifice a card from our hand to just go ahead and play it. GG's. The DM mirror match. This is when I was playing a weaker version of the deck. Like, I wasn't running like my dogmatic freaking engine that I run now, which again is an older freaking like way to play the game. There's a better way to play DMs than dogmatic. I play dogmatica because I just like the way that the trap cards protect my deck. So this is an earlier version of a deck that I was playing, I think like 2 months ago on Xbox. Again, I didn't have a DM deck on Xbox, but you know, so it was getting better. And for the most part, when it comes to this duel, my opponent pretty much beat themselves. You know, like, I still, regardless of what if him activating Soul or not activating Soul, I likely would still would have won. But it didn't help this person at all that they kept activating Soul. You could say, and like just like be devil's advocate, because you could say, well, maybe they're just trying to play for the rod play. The rod play isn't really like causing any effect. It didn't cause any effect the first time he did it. It didn't cause any effect the second time he did it. And I say cause effect, what I'm saying is it didn't matter. Like, you're just doing something just to do something at that point. It's not actually doing anything to help him in the duel. Whereas if he doesn't activate Soul, you know, he still would have cards on the field and still be able to do something with those cards. If he doesn't activate Soul, Dark Magician is still on the field. So it's like you hurting yourself. And you know, at that point, I have to do something else. Like I have to use Rengeki. I have to use Thousand Knives versus me just using Rengeki because why the hell not? You know, you want to make your opponent make a play and not them doing a play because they just feel like I can do it. You know, I didn't have to play Rengeki. I could just attack those cards in defense mode and let him have another turn, or do what I did, which is wipe his field and just go for game. But anyways, that is it for this this video for our Master Duel Saturdays. Hope you all enjoyed. Leave any thoughts you have in the comment section below on what you want to see in terms of some ranked duels, and if I can actually make the deck. If you're trying to like see if I can want to see me play a certain deck. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Y'all stay safe, be constant, be a boy. Happy duels and all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the sea.